Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this bulletin. I'm KV Nurumi. First, the headlines. Lockdown to be extended till 3rd May, says Prime Minister Mr. Modi. Corona death count in India reaches 339, cases soar to 10,363. And Nagaland Governor thanks the Prime Minister for extending the nationwide lockdown till 3rd May. Now the details. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi today announced that the lockdown across the country will be extended till May 3 to fight the coronavirus pandemic, saying the measure had produced a significant outcome in containing the infection. Prime Minister said implementation of the lockdown will be strictly ensured in its second phase and detailed guidelines will be brought tomorrow to ensure that outbreak does not spread to new areas. Some relaxations may be allowed after April 20 in places where there are no hotspots, he said. Follow the rules of lockdown with full devotion till May 3. Stay where you are, stay safe, the Prime Minister told the citizens. Prime Minister Modi said India has managed to contain the pandemic well compared to many developed countries due to its holistic approach in dealing with the crisis, and sacrifices made by the people of the country in the fight produced tangible results. The Prime Minister sought the support of the people in 7 areas, including taking care of elderly people, maintaining social distancing, and helping the poor and downtrodden. India, he said, received huge benefits from the 21-day lockdown in checking the pandemic, adding that the country has dealt with the situation better with limited resources. The Prime Minister said some relaxation may be allowed in some areas and the scope of coronavirus testing will be expanded significantly. Till April 20, every town, every police station, every district, every state will be tested on how much they are adhering to the lockdown, how much the areas have protected themselves from coronavirus. It will be observed. Some necessary activities may be allowed in areas that will pass this litmus test. Areas which will not be among the hotspots are less likely to turn into hotspots, he said. The Prime Minister said India may have paid a big economic price, but there can be no alternative to saving human lives. India's fight against coronavirus is going on very strongly, Modi said, adding that there is adequate stock of medicines and rations in the country. Speaking on the lockdown, the Prime Minister lauded the patience and discipline of citizens in making lockdown successful. The death toll due to coronavirus infection in the country rose to 339, while the number of cases soared to 10,363 on Tuesday, said the Union Health Ministry. While the number of active COVID-19 cases stood at 8,988, as many as 1,035 people have been cured and discharged and 1 had migrated, it said. The total number of cases includes 72 for foreign nationals. 15 deaths have been reported since Monday evening, of which 11 were reported from Maharashtra and 4 from Delhi. Of the total 339 deaths, Maharashtra topped the tally with 160 fatalities, followed by Madhya Pradesh at 43, Delhi at 28, Gujarat at 26 and Telangana at 16, the ministry said in a statement. Nagaland Governor R.N. Ravi today reviewed the unfolding COVID-19 situation in Nagaland and assessed the state preparedness to tackle the virus. According to DIPR, the weekly review meeting at Raj Bhavan Kohima was attended by Chief Secretary, Commissioner Secretary Home, Commissioner Secretary Health and Family Welfare, and Director General of Police. In the backdrop of a COVID-19 positive case in Dimapur, the meeting identified the gaps and weaknesses in the existing preventive protocols and procedures to fight the virus and took appropriate measures to further strengthen the existing mechanism. For an effective, holistic response to this unprecedented global crisis, the Governor suggested immediate setting up of a multi-department COVID-19 war room under the Chief Secretary of Nagaland. The Governor suggested that the war room to have integrated verticals of health logistics, health services, availability of essential commodities, law and order enforcement relating to COVID-19, status of our people stranded and stuck up in various parts of the country, besides close monitoring and analysis of day-to-day unfolding COVID-19 situation in the state. It will closely monitor aggressive tracing, tracking and testing of suspect cases and also do the real-time stock taking of medical inventories. The governor also thanked Rajnath Singh, the defense minister, for promptly responding to his request and on priority ordering immediate airlift of critical equipments from Mumbai to Dimapur for fast-track setting up of a BSL laboratory in the state. It will enable the testing of suspected COVID-19 samples in the state instead of sending them to laboratories in Assam and Manipur as is being done today. The Air Force plane carrying the equipments is scheduled to land Dimapur tomorrow. The governor also thanked the Prime Minister Narendra Modi for the right decision to extend the nationwide lockdown till May 3, 2020. The Chief Secretary in Nagaland, Temjin Toy, has appealed to all concerned to constructively participate in the fight against the dreaded COVID-19 pandemic that has taken the world by storm and has reached every nook and corner of the planet, including Nagaland. According to DIPR, the Chief Secretary stated that the government of Nagaland is sparing no efforts in tackling the pandemic, but since it is a completely new disease, like the rest of the world, we are struggling and learning only now on how to fight the spread and control the disease. He said that everyone is learning from one another through the experiences of countries and states that are continuously fighting the pandemic. He admitted that there are bound to be shortcomings and mistakes on the part of the government and other stakeholders, but assured that we are learning each day, learning from others through both their bad and good practices. He said that the present crisis has made us realize the inadequacy of our health delivery system and that the government is trying its best to upgrade it in the fastest possible way. The Chief Secretary also announced that the Chief Secretary's War Room on COVID-19 has been set up in his office today, where integrated information system would be managed, analyzed and decisions taken on prevention and management of COVID-19 in the state. He therefore appealed to all concerned to send their suggestions through email to temjintoy.gov.in saying any constructive criticism and suggestion is welcome. The Chief Secretary also disclosed that a meeting chaired by the Chief Minister Nipirio was held today with ministers and advisors where inadequacies in the districts were discussed and directions for action to be taken were identified. Stating that the war on the present pandemic is a fight of the people, Toy emphasized that we cannot leave out or exclude the civil societies. He said that their cooperation and participation is very much needed, and therefore he had given directions to all the deputy commissioners to include 2 representatives from the concerned tribal hosts in the district task force set up to combat the pandemic. The Chief Secretary reiterated that the war on COVID-19 is everyone's concern and appealed to all stakeholders to constructively participate in the fight against this invisible but dreaded coronavirus. Principal Secretary to the Government of Nagaland, Abhijit Sinha, today said that no violation of the lockdown was reported in any part of the state. In his briefing today, the Principal Secretary said that the shops for food grains and groceries were open in all the districts other than Mogokchong, where it was closed to regulate movement. No shortage of food, grains, groceries, milk or medicines have been reported in any part of the state. The report also stated that no restriction was imposed on the movement of commercial vehicles for distribution of essential commodities and service providers like electricity, telecommunications, fuels, etc. Also, there was no restriction on the movement of personnel workers in manufacturing units of essential commodities. In Dimapur, 3 relief camps have been set up for sheltering 356 people, and more than 4,000 people were given food, grain and dry rations by the district administration and NGOs. Britain reported another 717 deaths in a single day, bringing the fatalities from coronavirus to 11,329. The government indicated that the strict social distancing measures, which entered a 4th week on Monday, are unlikely to be eased up anytime soon. 574 people have died in France from COVID-19 in 24 hours, bringing the total to 14,967 since the coronavirus outbreak began. A total of 335 of the deaths occurred in hospitals, up from 315 the previous day, while 239 deaths were recorded in nursing homes. All passenger train services of Indian Railways, including premium trains, mail, express, passenger and suburban trains, Kolkata Metro Rail, Konkan Railway and other such passenger services will continue to remain suspended till the midnight of 3rd May. Railway Ministry announced this after the nationwide lockdown was extended till 3rd of May by the Prime Minister. IRCTC will credit full refund for trains cancelled by Indian Railways in the light of the extended lockdown. Passengers do not need to cancel their electronic tickets. The Deputy Commissioner Zinaboto sent out an order that the following decisions have been made for the Zinaboto district in consultation with the Sumi Hoho, Sumi Kakami Hoho, Sumi Totimi Hoho, Zinaboto District Task Force and Zinaboto COVID-19 Monitoring Committee for strict compliance of all concerned with immediate effect until further order. Shops selling essential commodities are to open only for 3 days a week, that is Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. The timing for shops selling essential commodities are hereby revised to 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. In order to facilitate buyers seeking essential commodities from the subdivisions, the following days are hereby being allotted for them. Atoizu and Akuluto Monday, Aganato and Suroto Wednesday, Sataka and Poboto Saturday. Colony Council Chairman and GPs in Zinaboto town area shall ensure that no crowding takes place while undertaking any kind of construction activities under their respective jurisdictions. Movement of people from one colony to another shall henceforth be restricted. The Colony Council Chairman and GPs are to ensure strict compliance. Anybody coming into Zinaboto district from other districts shall mandatorily report to the CMO control room Zinaboto or the nearest medical officer of the concerned area. All the check gates shall continue to be manned round the clock by the police and logistic support shall be provided by Sumi Kakami Hoho. Well, that's all we have for you in this edition. We'll see you some other time with lots more. Do subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Stay home and stay safe. From all of us here, it's bye for now and thanks for watching.